Greetings and welcome to this next installment of Bible Topics That Make You Say, hmm. I'm Robin Sweet Ransom, and I'm so glad you chose to join me today. All right, last time we talked about why aren't adulterers and homosexuals put to death? Because the Mosaic Law said that's the sentence for that sin. And we learned that now we're under grace and we are not to be put to death for those sins. So now let's talk about disobedient and disrespectful kids. Because sometimes you want to lay hands on them. And I don't mean to pray for them. Sometimes you want to just choke them out, right? Why don't we kill disrespectful children? Look at this girl with her hand in her mama's face, like talk to the hand because I ain't listening. My mama would have, man. Some of us come from a background where your mother and your father did not tolerate disrespect. They didn't tolerate it. Before you could get the words out your mouth, you get to the, as my mama would say, I slap the taste out your mouth. Y'all been there, okay? And so, what do these kids? Because these kids are wilding out. Wouldn't you agree? They are cutting up all over the place, jumping on teachers, jumping on parents, doing worse, killing folks, going up, shooting up schools. What do you do with these kids? Why don't we just kill them? Exodus 20:12 says, honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long in the land that the Lord your God is giving you. So we're being told, and this was a part of the law. There were 600 laws given to the Jews. We know 10 of which are the most popular, which are the 10 commandments. But this was a part of it. Honor your father and your mother, that your days may be long. I remember being taught this as a kid. You have a chance of living longer if you obey your mother and your daddy so that they don't kill you. Proverbs 23:12-16, verse 19 says, apply yourself to instruction and listen to words of knowledge. Don't withhold correction from a youth. If you beat him with a rod, he will not die or belt. Strike him with the rod, and you will rescue his life from Sheol, the grave. My son, if your heart is wise, my heart will indeed rejoice. My innermost being will cheer when your lips say what is right. Listen, my son and my daughter, and be wise. Keep your mind on the right course. We're being exhorted here to obey. Make your parents proud. Don't dishonor them. Don't disrespect them. Let's go further because this could be the result. Leviticus 20, verse 9 says, if anyone curses his father or mother, he must be put to death. That involves cursing them out. Also involves, saying, may this happen to you. May the ground open up and it swallow you up if you ever lay your hand on me again, mom and dad. That's considered cursing them. He has cursed his father or mother. His blood is on his own hands, his or her. Again, if anyone curses his father or mother, he must be put to death. He has cursed his father or mother. His blood is on his own hands. Today, I'm going to just say this. It's not politically correct, but it'd be a lot of dead white kids around here if this was fulfilled today, because they could be some disrespectful people to their children and to their parents, and the parents just let it go. But I know a lot of us who are chocolate, parents didn't go for that, right? So they're helping you to live longer. Deuteronomy chapter 21, verses 18-21 says, if a man has a stubborn and rebellious son who does not obey his father or mother and doesn't listen to them even after they discipline him, his father and mother must take hold of him, grab him, and take him to the elders of the city, to the gate of the hometown. They will say to the elders of the city, this son of ours is stubborn and rebellious. He doesn't obey us. He's a glutton and a drunkard. So that may give you some clue. Was the Bible telling us to kill little kids who are still learning? They said this person is a glutton and a drunkard. Chances are they may be a teenager or older. Then all the men of his city will stone him to death. You must purge the evil from you, and all Israel will hear and be afraid. Kill them. And the parents were supposed to throw the first stone. But why don't we do this today? That's a part of the law. Ephesians chapter 6, verses 1 through 4, New Testament. Children, obey your parents in the Lord because this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with the promise that it may go well with you and that you may have a long life in the land. So this is quoting what is said in Exodus. And fathers, don't stir up anger in your children, but bring them up in the training and instruction of the Lord. In other words, don't intentionally piss your kids off either. Don't abuse them. Don't do things to them that will make them lash out. Romans 13, 1 and 10 says, everyone must submit to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except from God, and those that exist are instituted by God. Love does no wrong to a neighbor. Love, therefore, is a fulfillment of the law. So we're under the law of the land. And so we're encouraged to engage with people differently. Once again, and during the Bible times, the Mosaic law, disrespectful children, even adult children, more importantly, I think it's more focused on teenagers to adult children. So you would think, what? Yeah, you could be put to death for being disrespectful to your parents. But now we're under grace. Jesus came and saved us from our sins if we would just accept his invitation. He died so that we can be washed away from, we can be washed clean from our sins. And let's consider this. John 8:7 says, whoever was without sin cast the first stone. Jesus said, and this was a story about an adulterous woman, but the principle is the same. Who of us is without sin? Even parents. We've got sin. And maybe our children are acting up because of us. And so, because of that, we can't put them to death because those fingers we're pointing at them are pointing back at us too. So, and also, as Romans says, we must obey the laws of the land and leave it up to Yahweh, who is perfect in all his ways, and he will punish the sinners for all their sins. And being disobedient to parents are one of the things, even in the New Testament, that could cause us to be taken off this earth, but by God, not by man or by our parents. So once again, God's laws are designed to protect us, not to harm us. But I know sometimes it's kind of tough and hard to follow. And that's the reason why Jesus died for us and he fulfilled the law. So we're no longer under that law, the Mosaic law. We're all right. So I'm glad you're able to be with me and join me next time on Bible topics that make you say, "Hmm." See you next time.